Well, we're talking about the untimely death of basketball legend Kobe Bryant, who really led a generation of fans to greatness out in LA. So many people are grieving this morning for him as a player, for him as a man, a father. We thought we'd reach out to Jessica Pirro, who's the CEO over at Crisis Services. And Jessica, this is difficult because this is one of those national people that you may not have known, but you sure admired from a distance. And an untimely death like this, it hurts.
Absolutely. I think any tragic, well, any death, but especially a tragic, very unexpected death like we're seeing today, hits people in many, many different ways. And I think we need to acknowledge the impact that he had in the sports community, the presence of knowing him really influenced a lot of people, especially in the sports community. So we really want to honor how they're feeling today and make sure that that they are feeling supported, and also acknowledging that this is something that does impact us regardless if we knew the person personally. We knew of him, we knew of his world and his talents on the sports, in the sports arena. So we do want to acknowledge that, especially the tragedy of the families that were involved here, his daughter and the influence that has on their family, as well as the other family that was involved in this tragic incident. I think that, you know, it is just something we have to kind of take pause and reflect on, you know, the unexpectedness of life. And this is definitely something that kind of reminds us of that. And also just to be supportive. I mean, we're empathizing with each other right now because it was such a tragic experience.
And I'm just glad to hear you say that feeling terrible this morning is normal.
Absolutely.
Because you did, you know, see him from afar, and if you were a fan, just of who he was and how he conducted his life, what a loss for all of us. And then to lose him in this manner with a 13-year-old daughter, you know, by his side. Let me read you a couple of the comments that came in on Facebook. This is from Mayor Brown. Tragic to learn the passing of basketball great Kobe Bryant, his 13-year-old daughter Gigi, and others. His skill, drive, and passion for the sport inspired generations of youngsters to follow in his footsteps to pursue their dreams. Kobe was also a success off the hardwood. He won an Oscar for his short film, Dear Basketball. In 2018, he also touched the lives through his many charity projects. Please join me in offering condolences to the families of all the victims in this crash. Rest in power, Kobe. And we have more too, but Jessica, what should someone do? They can't really get past it.
Well, you know, I think grief comes in many forms and fashion, and we really just have to understand it's very individualized and it's a process. So we're not going to grieve for 2 days and then be fine. It's going to be also something that even if you know, have a grief experience because you're losing your job or there's other issues in your life that will cause grief, we have to know that it is a process, and how you internalize that, how you kind of come to terms with that, but then also how do you work it into your life going forward? And we do have to recognize everybody does that differently, and we have to be respectful of that as well.
Do you think that even something like Crisis Services, you'll get additional calls?
We do. Whenever we have any type of situation with any type of what we would consider like a celebrity death like this, and we've experienced this personally because of the work that we deal with on suicide prevention and things like that. We've seen that as well when we have celebrities that die by suicide. People call in and they're just acknowledging, first off, the tragedy and just the experience, but also like trying to understand why they're feeling the way they're feeling.
Right.
And that's something we process with people, kind of talk with them, provide some supportive counseling, understanding what's normal when you're responding to grief, when you're responding to tragedy.
You know, and that is so true, especially like you say, if you couple that with something that just may have happened to you. Maybe you've just lost a pet, you've lost another loved one, you've lost a job, and then all of a sudden you get this kind of news. It's like a double whammy.
Absolutely.
And you say to yourself, I can't believe I'm reacting so badly to this. But you forget that, you know, you've been stressed up until this point, and it all kind of comes together.
That is such a great point, because when we talk with people and they say that, like, I don't understand why this is affecting me so much. Then you got to kind of think about, okay, what's going on for you right now? What else has happened? Is it a time of the year? Is there other anniversaries around this time, either for you personally, as well as within your family that might be kind of impacted by this or activated the feelings even more so for you? So that is really a really good thing that people just kind of take pause and reflect on that at this time.
And remember him in any way you you like, because that is part of the grieving process as well. Do something as he would do in his life and pay it forward somehow.
Absolutely.
That might put some kind of a positive spin on it in your life.
Yes.
Jessica, we want to thank you, and remember, Crisis Services is here. It's for everyone here in Western New York. Thank you for all the work you do with so many different people around Western New York. Crisis Services is there for you. Up next, info on a Valentine's Ball to celebrate some of Buffalo's best musical talent, so stay with us.